next guest is the best-selling author of Modern Etiquette for a Better Life, and she is here today sharing everything we all need to know about summer etiquette, from pool parties to wedding gifts. Welcome back, our good friend Diane Gottsman. Welcome back, Diane.
Welcome back, Diane.
You look beautiful.
Being here.
So as you can see, Kim, Maria, and Ken are all joining us because we all have lots of questions, because we all want to be proper, to be honest with you. So we're going to jump right in. So wedding season is upon us, June weddings, and they're going to continue through September. So I have a question about wedding registries. Sometimes when I look at wedding registries, I think, yes, the couple needs this, but everything seems a little boring to me. Like, oh, I want to get them salad scoopers. Like, it doesn't, or a toaster.
Right,
it doesn't,
really?
it just doesn't feel personal to me. So is it all right to get them something that's off the registry that you think, they might not need this, but I promise you when they open it, they're going to be really excited about it?
So that's the key. If you know they're going to love it, by all means, because the registry is a guide and it's what they want because they've written it out themselves. But if there is something that you know for sure, not something that you like, something that they like,
that's
I think it's okay.
They might like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, you know, the registry is not mandatory. It's a guide.
Okay.
But I'm going to tell you that cash is king. So if you have a question, now that doesn't mean, if you want to make them something or create something, if you're an artist, that's wonderful. If you want to go by the registry. But if you are thinking, oh, I would really like to just write them a check, they might feel offended. They won't be offended.
No one's going to be offended.
No one's going to be offended because, you know, number one, it's easy to mail. It's easy to take, although you don't want to take it because they're going to get it lost at the reception, probably. But they can use it. When all of the gift registries are said and done and there's still some gaping holes, they can use that money for something they want.
And you have a year to give them their gift anyway, don't you?
No, you don't have a
wrong
year. And you know what? It's not wrong because that used to be an etiquette,
Right,
you know,
I thought that was
yes, but not anymore, you know, because what's going to happen is you're going to see them next month and you haven't given them the gift, and then 6 months from now and you still haven't given them the gift, and you've been to their birthday parties, and so give it to them either before, during, or right after the wedding, not too long after.
Those are good tips.
And
2 or
I
3
have
months.
a question for you too. With the destination wedding, I recently went to one, and it was so beautiful. I had a great time, but there I am with a few of my son, Hunter, and then a few of his friends. It was one of his friend's sister's wedding, and it was so beautiful. But here was the thing: there was a man that took our luggage from the car into the hotel. Then there was some guys at the hotel waiting to take our luggage from there into our room, and then there was someone waiting in our room to show me how to work the, you know, the controls and the. Do I tip everybody? How much do you tip? And maybe I shouldn't have gone on the vacation.
So the easy answer is yes to all of the above. So anyone that handles your bag, you're going to tip. So the person that takes the luggage out of the car, you tip. About $1 a bag. The person that takes it up the bellman, you give them a $1 a bag. And I say about because if there's just a bag or two, you want to give them a little bit more.
Yeah.
But anyone that is helping
Have you
and
traveled with me, Diane? Here's 14 bags.
Yes,
and that was our 2-day. Yeah.
So what you do is when you are planning your budget, we all have a travel budget, or we should factor in gratuity. Because that's part of the budget, and we all know it costs a lot of money, and you don't want to stiff anybody. You want to make sure that there's enough, and carry your own 5s and 1s.
Oh, I learned
so
that.
funny, Kim. What I do is like have my carry-on. I'm like, I got it. I got it. I'm always slapping my own bag, save my dollar.
It'll end up more expensive than the cost of the room. If you're not doing it.
I've always got my stuff like on my back or my.
Like, no,
And don't feel badly if you want to take your own bags downstairs.
That's not going to happen.
Now, 14 of your bags is not going to happen.
Exactly.
So I have a question about, so our kids are finally old enough where they can swim. And so this summer we're going to be having pool parties, going to pool parties. So because they've just got to the point where we're comfortable with that, there they are. So that's when like we would have to be in the pool with them.
They're little.
But now they're older, 5 and 8. But I know there's all sorts of etiquette around, like, people watching the kids. And can I be obnoxious if we're going over? It's like, will you have people to watch the kids? Like, how does that whole thing get negotiated?
Okay. Well, first of all, Ken, you are not obnoxious to call ahead and say, listen, will there be anybody with dedicated eyes to watch children at the pool? Because, you know, parents get together, we all start to have fun.
Right.
But we still have children out in the pool, and that's a big risk.
So it's okay to ask.
Okay
Totally
to
fine.
ask, and especially, and if you're leaving them off, you want to know, you know. So, but secondly, if you're having the party, make sure that there are some. I don't like to call it volunteers, because I feel if you volunteer at something, you're not as committed. Well, you know, as a teenager is not going to be as committed as if you're paying them. So give them a few dollars to watch the children. That's their job. They're not there to enjoy the watermelon and the burgers with you. Of course, you'll give it to them, but make sure that there's enough teenagers or college students or even adults.
And that's their job. And let my guests know, like, we have people that will be watching.
Yes.
So.
And their sole job is to be in the pool watching our kids.
That's important.
It is important.
Yes.
That's the way we've always done it as the kids have gotten older, for sure. And
Yes.
It was always my wife who kind of steered that, and I was always grateful for that. It's good advice. Okay, speaking of my family, we are a big travel family. We love to travel, and I have been on recently booking flights for an upcoming trip. I know Debbie has, and she can relate to what I'm going to ask now. Sometimes when you're kind of choosing seats on the planes, you can't get everybody together, right? It's very normal. We can all relate to this. So what is the etiquette with going on the plane and asking somebody to maybe move so that our family can be closer together, especially with young kids?
Yes. So I think that you want, certainly ask. And especially, you know, if you have a big family, you've got young kids. But don't expect for someone to trade a seat that's not even. So in other words, if they have an aisle seat or a window seat and you want to stick them in your middle seat, that's not a fair trade.
Right.
Don't be offended if they say no. And as the person that is being asked, if someone asks you to trade and you don't want to, just politely say, you know, I'm just going to keep my seat. Thanks. You know, thank you for asking, but I'm going to keep my window seat, and good luck with that middle seat.
But you really should, because we had people that would not window for window, aisle for aisle, and wouldn't do it. I had to fly 4 rows from my children.
Oh, my
And I was so mad, but people just said no.
First of all, who's going to want to sit next to a toddler?
And
by
watch-
themselves. Margot was
Right.
crying the entire way because there was no one.
And someone actually said
and they would not
That's
change.
not right.
No one would change.
That's a matter.
change,
That's a matter of being polite.
Right.
So if you are separating families and you can change, and there is not a reason for you not to change, do the right thing and change.
Right.
You know,
That's
help
awful.
another human being out, another family member out, because kids and families should try and stay together. And sometimes you can't do that when you're making those reservations.
Well, I hope it works. Yeah, you can't do that when you're making those reservations. Like yesterday when I was making our reservations to Greece.
Oh,
We can't fly 10 hours with Alexandra sitting next to somebody else. She'll make them crazy.
that right there.
You know, listen, fly at your own
Yes.
risk. This is my good luck to you. Good luck with you. Halfway through the flight,
Seats, doesn't matter.
they'll be begging me. Please.
20 minutes into it, they're going to ask you to switch.
She's a talker. Thank you so much, Diane.
So glad to be here.
So wonderful. Modern Etiquette for a Better Life is available wherever books are sold, and you can connect with Diane on her social media pages.